Hi. Hi, everyone. Both of you, or whoever is watching. How's everyone doing tonight? Okay, so, hi, everyone. Today, I was actually thinking of, wow. Hi, Rachel. Hi, little cupcake and CPL. Hi, Schmidt. I hope I'm saying everyone's username right. Oh god, I had like a really awkward moment where I thought nobody's going to join and it was just like me talking to myself like a crazy person. Hi Daisy, Faith, and Marit. Good evening. I'm so happy you guys are here. Thank you for joining. Today I was actually thinking of, having a live with a theme. So it's not just me chatting about whatever I want and getting into the whole guillotine anti-corp type of rant like I did last time. Hi, Irene. Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining. Hi, Tarima. Yay, you're here. So happy. Um, so I was thinking we could maybe chat about how everyone's collections changed since watching YouTube because that seems to be like a common thread in comments that I see and chatting with other people. Hi Emily, where I see that people say that changing YouTube has changed their collection definitely, and the way that they see makeup. Hi, Steffi. Sorry, I keep interrupting myself to say hi, but I just love everyone. It is what it is. You just have to put up with it. So, um, people seem to refer to watching YouTube as a pivot turning point to the way that they started to view their collections and handle their collections and their makeup purchases and or their makeup collections just going out of whack and jumping the shark. And maybe if we hadn't watched YouTube, so it doesn't matter if we're like creators or simple watchers. I'm thinking that maybe if we hadn't watched YouTube at all, our approach to makeup would have been so much different. Purchasing makeup, following makeup news, caring about makeup so much. So I want you guys to answer this simple question. How did your view on makeup change since watching YouTube? And then I'll ask some more questions later. Yep, sorry. Also, that's how you highlight comments. Found out something new. I'm still trying to learn the ropes of this StreamYard thing. How do I unhighlight that? Oh, there we go. So I'm not sure like the comments are behind or everyone's shy and doesn't want to answer the question for privacy reasons. I think they're just behind because it's like nothing is appearing. Uh-huh. Hi, River Child. Oh God, Daisy, the subscription box thing. Oh my God. I was so mad that I couldn't get BoxyCharm in Romania. And oh, sorry. The question was, how did your view on makeup change when you first started YouTube? When you first started watching YouTube, sorry. And it's aimed at everyone, creators or not. Okay, let's highlight that. Yeah, like I had no idea at the time that subscription boxes were even a thing. And they felt like this cornucopia of variety and being able to try a lot of stuff. And I even like started making use of a forwarding service. So I tried BoxyCharm for 3 months and only two of the boxes arrived out of three. And after those 3 boxes, I was like, what am I even paying this forwarding service for? Because I decluttered like 3/4 of what I got. And I think the only thing that I have left after all of these years is this cover effect blurring primer. So out of 3 boxes, so paying for the box, paying for the forwarding, that's all I'm left with. It's just, but yeah. So my biggest change has been learning about brands and their nonsense. Listen, at this point, we're going to need Excel sheets to keep track of everything, like Excel sheets with pivot tables and graphs and illustrations and links between tables. Like, I don't understand how hard it is for brands to just be decent or keep their fucking mouth shut. It's truly amazing. Let's see. Oops. Irene says, I felt it really expanded my options interest, but now I'm super picky. 100%. I feel like there was this rush at the beginning of me getting into makeup YouTube where I wanted to try everything and use everything and try every makeup technique. And that might have been because I was young initially and you'd have more patience for nonsense when you're young. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of realized these are my preferences, these are my colors, these are the products that I like. So I think that aside from that, I think it's just what you mentioned, the bombardment of products. I feel that in the last couple of years, they've really picked up the pace and it's not sustainable in any point of view. Also, your profile picture, stunning, queen, goddess. You look, if it's you, you look absolutely gorgeous. Schmidt said, YouTube has definitely caused me to spend far more on makeup, but it also unlocked a very unique love for makeup that I treasure. You know, I keep asking myself that had we loved makeup if we had never encountered beauty YouTube? And does it make that love genuine? I mean, it's a really hard question because on one hand, maybe if you wouldn't be exposed to art, you wouldn't know you loved art. And if you hadn't been exposed to literature, you wouldn't have liked literature. So maybe it's the same for makeup. But sometimes I wonder how much of my love is genuine and how much it is amplified by being in a you know, a bubble, a box with all other beauty lovers. Like it's like if a tree falls into a forest and there's no one to hear it, does the tree still fall or does it still make a sound? And I think that's kind of the crux of my question, if I'm making any sense. I'm sorry, I'm behind on new comments, but I'm trying to like address what everyone is saying. Kathy said, I used to be someone who just bought a couple of things and I was set, but watching YouTube made me feel that if I didn't have certain things, I was doing it right. Oh, 100%, Kathy. Like it sometimes feels like to be with the in group and to relate to your favorite people, your favorite creators, or even other beauty enthusiasts that aren't creating, if you get into a certain bubble, it kind of you start feeling the pressure. I know I've definitely felt the pressure to try and keep up and buy and use what everyone else was using. I'm really happy I snapped out of it because it would have been a disaster for my wallet. Same, Gabby. Also, highlight on point in your profile picture. I just love that glow. Same here. I didn't even know at the time indie makeup was a thing. To provide some context, CPL says, learning about indie makeup, it would have never been so adventurous without watching reviews. 100%, especially since, shipping is quite expensive, or maybe you just don't want to pay the money for something that you're so unsure of and doesn't have like that stamp of approval or being in a store. And same here, Gabby. Gabby says, at first I would buy drugstore. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that the more someone watches YouTube and they have like, if they don't watch only drugstore YouTubers, they start getting expensive taste. Evil Cupcake says, I started getting into makeup in the blogger days. What a throwback. You know, I honestly don't think I caught the blogger days because I don't think that at the height of their of their popularity, I was really into being in an online community in that way. I was too busy writing Naruto fan fiction. I'm gonna be completely honest. Give me a second. I'm trying to catch up. I'm sorry for the awkward silence. Oh, Fessy, I can completely relate. Listen, if I didn't do as many creative looks as I do for Instagram or something, I think I would throw out like half of my lipstick collection. The only reason that I'm keeping like half of my lipstick is because if I do a look, I want it to match exactly. If it's not the shade of pink that I want, if it's not the shade of orange that I want, then I feel the look is ruined. So that's why I keep a bunch of shades that I don't necessarily use in real life, but I want it to match. Lane has a great point about awakening the completionist. Oh man, yeah, it's like you're starting a new video game and you've got all of these new side quests, but all of the new side quests are in Sephora. Wow, River Child said, I went from no makeup to a ton, went from wearing makeup rarely to daily wear and overspender. What do you think made you have that jump? Like that feels like a big jump from no makeup at all to overspender daily wear. Like what attracted you about it? Was like the transformative qualities? Was like buying new things and enjoying the variety? What was it? Lane says, I realized I don't actually like wearing makeup. Good for you. There's a lot of people that I see actually on YouTube. They really don't seem to love makeup all that much, but they feel stuck in creating makeup content and they keep amassing all of this product. And I don't think they even realize it themselves how dispassionate and over it they sound. I feel that maybe they're stuck. And I'm not throwing shade at anyone. Their life choices, their collection. I honestly don't care as long as they're like putting their hand in my wallet. Schmidt says that as they started to watch smaller creators, uh, I've grown more critical of what I buy. 100%. I honestly feel that if I didn't get into that, like this critical consumerist type of circle, like where Hannah Louise Poston, Spooky Hips and Fat Lips, all of my friends like Maitre, Raw Paint, um, God, I'm probably forgetting like a whole bunch of people because I am a dumbass and I literally have two brain cells. But this whole circle of critical consumer YouTubers, if I didn't start watching them, I think my makeup collection would have gotten way out of control. Angela said, I've been into makeup for a long time, 25 years. Holy shit, that is 1 year less than I've been alive. I bow to your wisdom and to your makeup experience. And you declutter down to 25. I feel that's like a good number for someone that is a makeup enthusiasm, but also likes a lot of variety. It's just a bit much for like the average consumer, but once you start loving makeup, I don't think you can count yourself as the average consumer anymore. Kelly, I love the happy clown hashtag. Absolutely love it. As long as you wear what makes you happy, it doesn't really matter. Like, no matter what anyone says, pushing maximalism or minimalism or a happy medium or whatever KonMari trend comes up, as long as you do what you're happy, you do you. Faith says that she started buying everything based on YouTubers, and then she started following people that are more picky, like Helen Louise Poston. I really feel like Hannah was a turning point for the community, and she was particularly important for this whole low buy, no buy, critical consumerism type of turning point. Because before her, there were people that were doing low buys, but not at her, degree of conscientiousness and talking about it in so much depth and almost like a self psychoanalyst type of thing. I really did think she started that trend, and a lot of people bandwagoned on it without trying to understand what made her so popular. Hi, Mariam. Sarima said that there is a certain you can't sit with us in different spheres of YouTube, from top tier even among smaller YouTubers. No, that's I think that's like a complicated topic that would need its whole different video. I feel that it's in human nature to create clicks, and I've encountered it everywhere. I've encountered it at school when I was still in school. I've encountered it at work, in all of my workplaces. It really does not surprise me that in YouTube there's this same thing where you're either in with the cool kids or you're not. And even the, not standard cool kids, so not the most prominent figures, have their own little groups and you kind of can't be left out of it. I would really like to hear more about your experience with this, truly. That's a really good thing, Joyous. They're not cool. Sorry for butchering your username. Oh, I need to scroll. I need to scroll. And he makes a great point. Purchasing for style is what's most important to keep you out of makeup mayhem. Fatty, you make a really great point. Fatty says, I'm learning now slowly to distinguish between things I want because they would be fun to use and things I thought I wanted because everyone says I should have it. There is like this bit of a hive mind, isn't it, in makeup YouTube, where you start convincing yourself that a product is good based on how many people are using it and how many people are talking about it. But it's cyclical, right? So they talk about one product this week, another product the next, or maybe those products aren't available to you for several different reasons. But it is very cyclical. So if you try to keep up with what everyone says would be fun to use and you want to be in with a cool crowd and it would be cool to use and it would be cool to try with what everyone else tries, you kind of end up either broke or frustrated. And I think I was a bit halfway between the two. Vision of You makes a great point about brands created during the social media era but no longer exist due to various reasons. There are so many social media brands nowadays, and I feel that the ones that are actually surviving are the ones that try to break apart from social media and get into more mainstream avenues. But there are so many that I off. Like for example, I don't know who even buys Laura Lee Los Angeles anymore, aside from the, the bullshit that she did. But who even buys it anymore? I don't think even her diehard fans buy it anymore that much. And there are many, many, many small brands like indie brands that depended on social media and didn't try to branch out, be like more than what they did. River said, I finally realized I'm very simple in my taste except for my love of duocones. I'm like that in real life. I'm not going to lie. If I'm going out or at work, duochrome on the lid, one or two shades in the crease, neutrals or colorfuls. I think that simple looks are the ones that work best for certain people with certain lifestyles. There are a lot of people that enjoy doing like Instagram looks on the daily, and I used to be one of them, but the less time that I had and the more tired I was and the more responsibilities I had at work, the more I was inclined to just do a simple but beautiful look in my style rather than try to do something to post on Instagram in the morning. Missy D says, when $20 was acceptable and now I justify 120 for a palette. This is a personal attack to my person and my wallet. I felt this in my soul to a level. Ouch. But yeah, same. Big same. Mariam actually has like a very interesting tale, in the sense that she had so many loose pigments because she got really involved in the indie scene a few years ago. And if you know her and her makeup journey a little bit, it's quite fascinating to follow. Also, I will be forever be a simp for Mariam. I make no excuses, whatever. But yeah, it's really interesting because she went from like indie loose to figuring out her preferences to now she's like a Pat McGrath fan. It's very interesting to see. Yeah, because it's good to realize that YouTubers you follow don't have the same eye shape or face or whatever. It's that used to make me really insecure before I started my own YouTube channel, and then I started seeing myself on film more and more and developed Stockholm syndrome with my own face. But I had to realize that a lot of YouTubers are just a smidge darker in skin tone than me, bit warmer tone, and they seem to have a lot of um, exaggerated features, be they natural, not so quite big lips, quite big eyes, thin noses, which I do not have. So I kind of had to figure out that to take all of their recommendations with a pinch of salt. Oh God, I'm so behind the comments. I'm so sorry. River said, I've always had the tendency to be overly enthusiastic about my interests, and I think like I was trying to fit in our community. Another personal attack. It hurts my soul. Stop spitting so much truth. Yeah, that hurt. But yeah, it's just I feel that for a lot of people, interests are a way to connect with others, and there is a certain tendency, especially for creative interests, to try and supplement a lack of something in our lives. That's not always the case, of course, but for certain people, it does happen. Hi, Agnieszka, welcome. Gabby mentioned Lauren May's beauty makeup addiction video. 100%. I feel that at a certain point, Spooky Hips and Fat Lips did a similar video, but those two videos, unless I dreamed the other one, were a great turning point for the community. Oh God, it's just jumping around. Shala makes a great point. I'm learning to like something and be okay with not having it. You know that that's such a great point. And I feel it's the same with all beautiful things. I feel all human beings, or most of them, are magpies piloting flesh suits. Because we have such a tendency to surround ourselves with things we love. And I think that extends to makeup as well, but makeup kind of goes bad. And I've started trying to look at certain makeup like a piece of art. Like I can look at it, I can admire it. I do not need to put my grubby hands on it. Mariam says, I find myself watching creators who obviously love makeup and think about their purchases 100%. I don't think I watch one review channel, like not a one, because I don't care about being tempted to want a new release. Because looking on trend moves on my own is a thing, but if I watch someone and then they start raving about the product, it's like I'm getting brainwashed into thinking that I need it too. So I try to avoid that as much as I can. Too Much Tash is amazing. She's amazing with her no buy year and her multiple uses. Great, she's a great channel. Alana Davidson is such a bad influence on me. So Alana Davidson, Jamie Page, Mariah Leonard, they're still one of the big beauty gurus that I watch, and I have gotten so much stuff due to their recommendation, and they've not steered me wrong once. So let's try to hold down a bit. I'm sorry for being so awkward. I'm still trying to figure out this whole life thing and trying to keep up. I have to talk myself out of new releases and remind myself that it just means I won't use what I have 100%, especially now since quarantine. I had a turning moment with that. I Yesterday was a celebration in Romania, and it was like my name day, my real name day. Because Mia is like a shorthand version of it. And my boyfriend told me that he'll buy me a gift, and he's like, okay, let's go to the mall, pick you out something. And my first thought was, let's go to Sephora and try to, get some new makeup because I'm in with a budget and I can't buy makeup for myself that much, right? And I swatched so many things that I wanted in the store, and in the end, I didn't make him get me any makeup. I was like, you know what? It's just I don't use makeup daily anymore because I'm stuck in the house. I just use it to do looks, or that one day that I go to the office to find hardware. What's the point? And I feel that it was like a turning point for my mentality because previously I would have just jumped at the occasion. So I just made him buy me some jewelry instead. This lasts longer and it's a better memory than just a palette or a lipstick that will go bad. Hi, Alex. I'm so happy you're here. I also simp for Alex. Like, her hair is beautiful. Her makeup with her hair, stunning. I love her. Hi, Teddy. Oh, I'm so behind. Oh my God, Julius, you're just spitting fire and truth into this chat back to back. The pandemic has made me realize how much I love makeup for myself, not for society. Not that I don't need as much makeup because I know what I really love. 100%. 100%. That's so true. Same here, Gabby. Palettes above 50, $60. Like, I feel like Natasha Denona has been so normalized in the beauty sphere. But listen, I could get so much food for $60. Like, if you've got the money to spend on it, power to you. But I'd rather eat. Like, I got one Natasha Denona palette and I'm happy. It was like a bougie milestone for me, but I'm not repeating the experience. I love the drawer method, Annie. I am a bit similar in that all of my makeup has to fit in only a few drawers of my vanity, and the rest are reserved for like scarves and drawing supplies and tech supplies and stuff like that. I don't want the makeup to expand to the lower levels. I don't want to have a full IKEA 10 drawer type of thing situation going on. That's a really balanced outlook, Alex. Really balanced. Oh God, yeah, the fucking magpie brain. I'm just, and the store lights are so bad at this. Like, objectively, the human brain knows you've got similar sparkle dust at home, and then the magpie brain goes, more sparkle dust, bring home tonight. And it's just like, I only have one face, magpie brain. Please have some mercy. Year-end favorites are great because you end up seeing the true favorites. Especially, I like watching those even from YouTubers that have bigger collections because it's clear that if they have like a whole beauty room and they remember to mention those products, they really, really stood out. Oh man, it would be nice to be surprised about new releases instead of chasing and pursuing makeup constantly. Ow. You guys are just, you guys want to kill me with the truth today. But yeah, I think that at a certain point it was the same for me where I started just getting makeup fatigue, and I was like, you know what? I'm unfollowing trend mood. I'm unfollowing indie mood. I'm unfollowing every other makeup news type of Instagram post. I'm just fucking chilling. That's why I stopped doing the will I buy it or not, buy it or deny it type of videos because I felt it forced me to try to keep up with everything and it was exhausting. And those at the time were the most viewed videos on my channel, but views aren't worth my mental health, so to say. The same, Sarima. Angela says I'm 70% crow and raccoon. I need that on a t-shirt. I need that on a t-shirt. I know, right? So cool. And she's got cats and dogs and like kids that didn't even know about. Like, I admire her so much for being so professional, so good at makeup. She separates her professional life from her private life so well that I've been watching her for years and legit did not know she had a kid until this year. Hi, Amanda. Welcome. If I missed your comment, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to keep up. Gabby says if you want to buy in no buy or low buy, please unfollow makeup related pages or brand pages. True, and I would add to that, unsubscribe from subscriptions from websites because you will get notified about new products and sales and you will get pissy about it or you will be tempted. I've had to unsubscribe from literally everything. The only ones that I kept subscribed to are the Kiko and Neve Cosmetics ones because with Neve I have a bigger wish list, so I'm not as inclined to buy directly. I just kind of shuffle things around depending on the budget. But all other newsletters, remove yourself from them, remove yourself from people that only do reviews, or if you want to support them, I don't know, do something else. Just leave the video in the background. Don't be tempted to watch the review because you will start wanting shit. And I think that what really helps with a low buy, no buy is also take each damn item that you have and try to use it. Like each shade, a palette bingo, I don't know, something like that. Because if you try to use literally everything, it will start to give you a measure of how much stuff you had. Like at a certain point, it hit me how many palettes I had when I had to count them for my first like inventory for the vanity budget, low by year, whatever you want to call it that I'm doing. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing with so many palettes? What am I doing so much color to dust when it's all the same? Mariam makes a great point. So something that if you're just a viewer and not a creator, you might not be aware of is that if you want to do reviews and have a review channel and be successful at it, you need to employ two strategies, one or the other or both. So the first one is be on top of new releases, buy the product immediately, rush to film, rush to review, and post. That's why a lot of YouTubers make first impressions instead of reviews. It's not just because they're lazy, it's just that they know that if they test the product out more than just a look or two, or if they test it across multiple days, they might lose that window of opportunity where the video will get them a lot of views. Another one is to post reviews for stuff that recently came back into the public's attention, but was older and hasn't had a review for it for a while, because then the algorithm kind of pushes you to the front as newer content, more relevant content than say a review done a year ago. So yeah, it's really complicated because you have to change that algorithm. And in that regard, international YouTubers, unless they're doing local makeup that's not as searched, mind you, they're the clear disadvantage because in the US, maybe if you buy the new Urban Decay palette, you get it in 1 or 2 days, even with shipping if you don't go in store. But if you want to buy it in, I don't know, Eastern Europe or whatever, there is a delay in how late things go in come in stores to us. And then there's maybe a delay in shipping if you want to get it at release from the official Urban Decay site. So yeah, you have to put in a lot of money and effort and speed into being a review channel. And I'm sorry, I just went into a huge rant. The industry has changed so fast that a formula which I thought was really fantastic in 2017 is kind of meh and dated. I think that's good. On one hand, it creates competition, right? So brands can't keep pumping out mediocre products because they know that another brand is going to um, follow suit. Just let me, ow, my legs hurt. Yeah, so they know that a brand is going to follow suit with a better one. On the other hand, it's causing this constant release of gimmicky shit and this cycle of new and new and new releases. And sometimes just brands trying to reinvent the wheel and just feeling at it like that Becca Zero Foundation. Were they drunk when they designed that? I do not understand. Agnieszka says that she could easily soak into collecting anything. 100%. I had to fight with the urge to collect books. I have to fight the urge to collect video games in my Steam library. I have to fight the urge to collect perfumes. I have so many perfumes. Well, maybe not as much as other people, but I only have like one body, one neck. So there's quite a lot as well. It's just I think it's just like a latent collector's mentality that is not as pronounced, but it's still magpie brain wants the shiny, wants the objects, want to bring home to nest. And I feel that sometimes our living spaces and the things that we collect seem like an extension of our personalities, our clothes, our furniture, the books that we buy, the things that we decorate our house with, and for things as particular as makeup, art, books, I think that we collect because we love them and in a sense to gratify our self-identification as a person that loves whatever that thing is. It's armchair psychology though. It could be very different from everyone else. Annie says that she likes to use multiple palettes and shadows for a single look. That way everything gets touched occasionally. 100% I do the same thing. That's why I don't quite understand that criticism of, oh, this is not a complete palette. I need to pull for another palette. And I'm like, yeah, and you are a content creator. You've got 10 other palettes. And just grab another one. I feel that the criticism is fair for someone that has maybe, I don't know, a minimal collection. So one or two, three palettes, and you keenly feel the loss of, I don't know, a transition shade or a brow bone shade or a black in a palette. But if you've got like a whole IKEA desk drawer full of palettes, just grab another one. Oh my God, Angela, stop froze. When I was getting into makeup back in the middle age, oh, that's terrible. But it's amazing. I mean, I think that without beauty YouTube, I don't think the makeup industry would be what it is right now. Like I don't think the variety or the quality or the way brands release products right now would be the same. I think it would be a completely different landscape. And I think that Morphe was a pivotal part of fucking up beauty YouTube and starting this trend of crazy releases. It's unrelated, but I just filmed my Desi Egyptian makeup reviews, and this is the look for it. And I'm so keen on editing and getting that up. How? Emily says that she depotted everything. Emily, you're a brave woman. I'm a pussy. I've not depotted many palettes, and the palettes that I depotted just faced an untimely death. So we're not. I'm not getting into that. Oh my God, you're so right about the blue eyeshadow. For my mom, it was like blue and purple, and I remember that I my love for makeup started when I stole like a purple squint from her collection. Um, I don't like that squint has been my white whale for so long because I don't remember what brand it was. I only remember how it looked, and it's just I want to know what it is for nostalgia purposes, but I cannot remember for the life of me almost anything about it. And I would just put my finger in the shadows and just smear the purple all over the lid and the crease. Oh, those were the simpler days. Symbiotic relationship is such a way to put it, and they feed off each other, right? Actually, that's like a good video idea. Let me write that down. Symbiotic relationship. I'm stealing videos ideas left and right, and and influencers. Okay, I wrote that down so I don't forget it. But yeah, it's just they feed into each other. It's just like Ouroboros of bullshit and overspending. Alex, if you want to depart them, just do it. And yes, Elle did rearrange some of her palettes, and I think he had great success in panning them too. But Elle is like the queen of panning anyway, so there is that. I think he recently did a live as well. I hope she'll do more because it was quite fun. How did you guys like? How did your viewing habits change? Because for example, for me, I used to watch all of the big beauty YouTubers, and it seemed so glamorous and fun. And at a certain point, I just got so sick with it. I transitioned to more medium YouTubers, and then I got sick of them as well. And I started watching smaller YouTubers from that whole, clique that I mentioned earlier. So more makeup conscious, more no, just not reviews. I used to watch all of the reviews back when everyone was still a big fan of the Naked Palette. So it was past their years of glory, but everyone was still talking about them. They had every palette in their collection. And I bought the Naked one and the Naked 3 at the same time for Christmas. Biggest fucking mistake of my life. The Naked one I did not use maybe twice. I did not like it. And Naked 3, I've had literal years, even before I had a channel, come on, open up, literally almost untouched. And I keep it out of spite. It's the only palette that I kept out of spite. Vision of You says, I would never think to clean my brushes same. I think that all throughout high school, I used the same brushes. They did not touch water once. Emily says, big YouTubers at first, and then I looked for people who I actually liked and found interesting. I feel that there was a bit of a shift with beauty YouTube because everyone was first so family friendly. They were on topic. They were chipper. Maybe one joke or two. But overall, they were like an infomercial, as Mariam mentioned a bit later. And then people started wanting to show personality because the market got so overly saturated that you had to show a bit of yourself. It wasn't enough to be good at makeup and show your product. And now you've got these creators across all tiers of influencing size that their fan bases are based on their personality and their interests and the interestingness of their content as opposed to necessarily being about makeup application. There's still some very, tutorial focused, professional focused makeup YouTubers, but I feel that they're like in the minority right now. Steffi said, I stopped watching big YouTubers when some of them started calling racism drama. Listen, for racists, racism is, they'll always think it's drama because in their heart of hearts, they don't think they did anything wrong. They think people are just being fussy. So it's just when people call racism drama, take their word for it that they don't give a shit about racism. I now, Powell in 07 says, I only watch people who do created makeup collection videos. 100%. I think these are really, really good. The problem with some of those channels is that they can get quite sanctimonious, but I also like watching those types of videos a lot. A 100% Schmidt. Their authenticity started to drop. They were trying too hard or pushing products obnoxiously. 100%. As I said, Morphe started that stupid trend. 100%. Morphe ruined the beauty community. Morphe really ruined beauty. Another video idea. Wait a second. Morphe ruined. Thank God I have like a napkin. I'm about to like film and spill some tea. Like, look at this shit. Oh, the nail polish world is so interesting because it's like they're like a mirror look because I see all of these people with like hundreds of nail polishes and I don't understand them, and then I check myself and I'm like, okay, but probably they don't understand my palette either. Big beauty YouTubers are so similar in terms of look, background, editing style. It's cookie cutter. Chicken or egg situation. Are they cookie cutter because they lack originality, or are they cookie cutter because they were forced to fit a certain mold to be popular at the time? Because I do think that they would have went into different directions, but at the time there was only one thing that got the views consistently. Oh, sponge tip applicators and fingers. What a throwback. But honestly, I still feel that fingers are still the best makeup tools that you can have for a variety of things, from certain types of foundations to concealers to color correctors, shimmers, smudging out eyeshadow, smudging out liner, smudging out lipstick, certain lipstick application. I use my fingers a lot. I don't care if some people find it dirty. They're my hands, and I will use them. Jackie Aina, Atlee, and Robert Welsh. I love Robert Welsh, and I love Jackie as well. I watch Jackie for her personality, and I don't really take seriously her makeup recommendations because we are so different in every single way, from skin tone to skin type. So I just watch her because she's cool. Oh yeah, definitely. I feel management starts to really curtail a lot of who you are, especially management that's really keen on making money off your content. See. Oh, Mariam. Yeah, yeah, Mariam touches on something really interesting. Have you noticed that as the years pass, we started needing more and more stuff? So stuff that you wouldn't even have, you know, noticed before. It's just kind of like a demand and a need created by mentioning that it's a need and that you should use it. Like, for example, when I was in high school, I would just apply blush, but now I'm like, oh, I should apply like a little bit of bronzer and a little bit of highlighter and a little bit of this and a little bit of that and some primer and some that, and just would I have felt like the loss of it if I had never heard of it? 100%. Like I've never gotten any comment on my background, and if people start commenting on my background, they'll start catching these hands. But I feel like a lot of nasty comments about backgrounds to other people's channels, and I'm like, could you leave these people alone? It's not everyone that has like a dedicated studio. People have houses that they need to live in, and maybe they don't have the necessary space to set like a dedicated YouTube spot. It's just this whole background thing to me is it's nice to have, but why would you think that it's a must? I don't get it. Like people, YouTube production value has gotten so high that viewers' expectations have gotten so high that some people just come across as just a little bit too focused on anything but what that creator is saying. Alex says, when I first started makeup, all I needed was eyeshadow, liner, foundation, mascara, and lipstick. I'm gonna realize the importance of brows. Oh, brows are so defining to the face. When I started, all I used was the blackest, most raccoon eyeliner, maybe a wash of shadow on the lid, and mascara, chapstick. That was it. And then I finally got like a blush duo, and it was like a half and half duo of a lighter and a darker shade. And I would just mix the two and put them on the cheeks, but that was it for like the longest time. I miss the thick emo eyeliner days. Hi Diane, listen, a wizard is never late. He's always on time. Georgia Harris was talking about how people hated on her table that she used on the potting video. Listen, I got myself a marble sheet backdrop to avoid this exact same reason and because the wood table that I used had a glare. But it's like it's a table that she uses for depotting. It's gonna get dirty. Leave the poor woman alone. Oh, I feel you. I feel you. Because all of them have such beautiful like lid space, canvas space. And not to say that hooded eyes are not beautiful. I feel that every feature has its own kind of beauty. I feel that hooded eyes can look so sultry and mysterious and just look, a good pair of hooded eyes can just stare into your soul. But when you see so many people with like canvas size, the size of their forehead, you do kind of want to be able to apply makeup like that. And I was frustrated with that for a long time because I don't have hooded eyes, but the skin fold up here does fold just a little bit over my lid, and it's not like I have big eyes to start with, so I can relate to that struggle. Ruthie, I don't feel that people start critiquing you like that until you get to a certain level of audience. I've never had anyone say anything is picky about how I look. Anything. I that's true. I'm a smaller channel, but unless you really shoot up to millions of views and people start looking at you less like a person and more like a content machine, actually, no, I had two comments on my appearance, and that was from complete fucking trolls. There was a guy that asked me, why do girls insist on wearing makeup that makes them look like they're punched in the face? And I just told him, we wear it so you can continue asking stupid questions. But I've never had anyone nitpick at me, and I feel that's like the experience for most other smaller creators. I feel thrift picks gets like a lot of hate for breathing. Like I've never watched her channel, but I lurk on Beauty Guru channel and just undercover on there. She gets hate for the most trivial things. I don't know. I don't know her. I've never watched her. I don't know her journey. But for someone that they claim not to watch, they do give her a lot of mental rent space. Alex said she doesn't quite like how most YouTube techniques look on me. I think that's because you don't have like one of those crazy expensive lightning setups. Like most of them don't have just one light, one ring light. They have like soft boxes on the other side. They maybe have like a secondary light in the back, something to reflect on the bottom. So of course those techniques are not gonna look good when our lightning situation is just a little bit closer to real life than theirs is. Ruthie is right. Ruthie is right. We have to simp over Alex. Exactly what Mariam says. I feel that with a lot of micro influencers, we have time to build a community. And so most people that subscribe to us, we talk more with them, even with the ones that don't comment. I feel that there is a sort of a stronger parasocial relationship that's milder than the crazy fucking stands that some big beauty gurus have. But I feel that it makes them look at us more like people, and that troll comments aren't that often. What's the thing with Halo Eyes? In my opinion, if you want to do Halo Eyes, for the aesthetic of it, they kind of work on every eye shape, but you need to be willing to go beyond your lid and into this brow area over here. But for the aesthetics of it, it might not work for every eye shape because they do make the eye look rounder and more spherical. So if it's something that you don't want personally in your look, yeah, it's not gonna work. The Annie Whittle says the fact that trolls are saying, "Oh, I don't get it either. Like, I'm too busy to go and troll on people. If I don't like a video, I close it off. If I don't like a person, I don't watch them. If I don't like their background, I just get over it. If I don't like how they edit their videos, I just unsubscribe. I do not understand the effort that people make into leaving hate comments. Like, for what? What does it gain you? On a purely selfish level, what does it gain you? Ruthie, don't even get me started on the stupid hate that Yudbeen gets on everything. I am appalled. She always gets comments on her blush on her nose, on her hair, on her highlighter, on her looks. And I'm like, leave her the fuck alone. She's not placing blush on your face. It doesn't matter. If you don't like it, either don't watch it or don't replicate it on yourself. If she loves it, she loves it. It's just I'm protect Butane at all costs. That's all I have to say. 100%. And she is so nice. If you not don't know her channel, go check her out if you're into beautiful, colorful looks. She has such great work ethic. Like I can't believe that she manages to keep up the rate at which she posts with her full-time job. And she's just overall a good person. She's really chill. I will literally fight anyone who hates on Bean in the town square. Just duel me to first blood, and I won't be the one that loses. I'm sorry, I just went into full on Bean simp. But I mean, all of the people that I watch and all of the people that I'm friends with on here, I will go to bat for. And yes, blush is love, blush is life. Hello. Sorry, my boyfriend just arrived home. You're in the footage. Say hi. Shoot, go away. Yeah, I love her blush placement as well, and I love her bone structure. She's got such great bone structure, and her with her that new pixie cut, she could step on me and I'd thank her for it. I think we're gonna like wrap it up in 15, 10. 100%. She's such a great she uses color so beautifully. And I love her Instagram feed, especially for that. Like sometimes I don't have time to watch the videos, but I will love bomb her with on her Instagram. Bye, Mariam. Get back to me. I will use his humor for clout shamelessly. Shamelessly. I know that's the danger with funny guys, man. They make you laugh. They make you laugh. They make you laugh. Next thing you know, you're in bed with them. Next thing you know, you've been in a relationship for 8 years. So yeah, he's funny. He's funny. She almost sabotaged me today because she wants to start a YouTube channel as well, some tech stuff. And yes, for my camera yesterday to get a feel for it, but she forgot to close it, so it filmed like 2 hours of footage of the inside of a drawer. Oh, by the way, guys, you guys don't know, I'm going to have like a live with Mariam and Ropeng my today next week as well, because we're gonna talk about women in STEM, STEM additions, makeup, of course. God knows whatever we'll talk about, but it will be really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know why I waited so long to start doing live. I think I was just afraid that nobody would watch it. That's a really good point. I think it also depends on the area that you're from because I feel that different areas have different standards for makeup. Like when I went to the UK, women on the street wore different makeup than what I see worn in Romania. And when I went to Sweden, women there wore different makeup that I see in the UK or in Romania. So it also depends on personal trends that happen there. I try to just do my own thing because if I were to follow local Romanian trends, I would just foundation, mascara, and lipstick. And I'm not about that life. It's beautiful on other people. I just that's just too little for me, just too boring. And not because I have something to cover up. It's just that I like color, I like sparkle, like I want to live on just mascara and lipstick. Thank you, Emily and River. Thank you. I appreciate the support. I appreciate it. Oh, that door. Oh, I need toilet. I don't know if you guys heard it, but it sounded like an animal in pain. How good what would you guys like to do the lives in the future? Like, do you like these guys and these lives with like a topic to work on or something that's more like relaxed? don't care about battery power. Leave me alone. Come on, refresh. I know you can do it. Don't hide the comments from me. Yes, but as mentioned earlier in the chat, you're a hashtag happy clown. And yeah, I'm a clown too compared to everyone else. Um, but it is what it is. It is what makes me happy. And if anyone judges me on my makeup looks, they can just fucking catch these hands. I don't care. I don't care. I've had an acquaintance tell me that only insecure women wear makeup and that we wear makeup to be sexually promiscuous. And I was like, if you're really secure and really confident, you wouldn't be trying to police other women. You would be minding your own business, too booked to be bothered. But you're bored and you feel insecure, so you try to lash out at me. And I'm not for it. Thank you, Irene, Steffi. I appreciate you. Thanks, Alex. Okay, friends, let's wrap this up. It's been an hour and almost 10 minutes. It's been a really good chat. So I'll just brainstorm what question to ask you guys and what to talk about in the next live. After the live with Mariam and Matri, I'll probably take like a week or so break after. Let's see. Oh yeah, definitely. I think maybe then I'll do like a mix. I'll have some with topics, others without it. I think the thing for me is it's easier to have a topic because otherwise it feels quite awkward. But I'll try to do both alternatively and maybe have like two lives a month just to keep things going and to continue having a more personal talk with you guys because I don't feel that just doing videos and replying to comments is enough to truly get close to you guys and get to know every single one of you guys. Being extra is great. Live your best life, and whoever judges it, you can stick me on them. Just give me location, time, precise coordinates, and I will fight them for you. I will. It's the thing with my guy. Like he's the type that doesn't like unnatural colors, but he lets me do my own thing. he lets me do my own thing, and I let him do his own thing with some limits, and some boundaries. Okay, guys, let's wrap this up so I can edit my Zesty review video. And thank you guys so much for being part of this live. I love y'all. And I appreciate all of you. Have a great evening, morning, second breakfast, third lunch, or whatever it is where you're from. And we'll hear each other soon, I hope. Bye.